Hey everyone, James with TFBTV. I'm here at Kel-Tec. I have the unprecedented honor of interviewing a personal icon of mine, Mr. George Kellgren, the founder of Kel-Tec, one of the most innovative designers in firearm history. Thank you very much, Mr. Kellgren, for having me. I understand you're a busy man. I mean, are you ever going to retire, by the way?
Probably not. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but what we did is we asked our viewers to submit questions. We received hundreds of questions, people wanting to know things from you, understandably, and so I selected 20 of the best ones, but I think the best way to start this is with a deliberately vague question, which is, how did you get here? As we are today, how did you get here?
Kel-Tec was started in 1995, and it was, we had to start it after my company before that was Grendel, basically closed down by the assault weapons ban of 94. Everything we manufactured that time was outlawed. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, ATF was there the next morning taking inventory.
Oh, wow, I believe that, actually. And you're originally from Sweden, correct?
Yes.
How did you get to the United States, and what made you want to do that?
I came to the United States in '79 to representing a Swedish company, Interdynamic AB, and to license manufacture firearms over here. We got a deal with National Gun down in Miami, Mr. Carlos Garcia, and that's where it actually started.
And that would be with the Tech 9, correct?
Exactly.
One of the most famous firearms of all time, especially in modern history. You're responsible for some of the most innovative designs in the gun industry. How do you come up with these ideas? Like, how does it happen? Are you having breakfast? Or are you going for a walk and you think, how do you do what you do?
A lot of times it's a gun I would like to have myself. And I think that would be a neat thing to have. Those features and that size and so on, use that type of ammunition, and then I go from there. So very seldom I'm involved with the marketing of it, but it's usually a thing I would enjoy myself.
Now, the most popular question from our viewers, and I really want to know the answer to this, which Kel-Tec that has ever been made of any Kel-Tec is your personal favorite, and why?
I would say up till now it would be the RDB Survival.
Why is that?
Because it's a small, handy rifle with good firepower, using common components like magazines and stuff like that, and a common caliber as well.
That's very interesting. That's one of my favorites. I thought maybe it was going to be something esoteric, something that's a popular design.
Right.
Is there a particular caliber that you like designing around, say, more than other calibers?
Not really. Up to now, I've designed almost all of them. Mm-hmm. From 12 gauge down to 22. And no, I don't have really a favorite. If
I remember correctly, you were supposed to do, or there were at least rumors of an SU-16 and 300 Blackout, but I don't think that ever materialized, right?
I think we just made prototypes.
I don't recall any Kel-Tec guns that are 300 Blackout or 7.62-39. Is that something?
Not 7.62-39. We had a few prototypes in 300 Blackout.
Is there any particular reason that 7.62-39 is not something you ever want to mess with?
I might. It's just that if you use it on like an AR-sized gun, the bolt is going to be a little bit on the weak side because there's not much material left in it. And magazines are kind of awkward too. Mm-hmm. So, but maybe in the future. But
with 300 Blackout, you're going to have enough material for lugs on the bolt, and you're going to be able to use regular 5.56 magazines. So that makes so much more sense. And another reason why I like 300 Blackout a whole lot. The P11 was discontinued. Really, some people say that you originated the micro compact. A gun roughly 4 inches tall, roughly 1 inch thick. Your copy empty is 14.4 ounces, if I remember correctly, and it still holds 10 plus 1 rounds of 9mm.
That's right.
But you recently discontinued this model, and right now we are in micro-compact hysteria. So are there any plans to possibly bring the P11 back, to resurrect it, update it?
Not the P11. Something way better.
I'm guessing you're not going to elaborate much more than that.
No,
I didn't think so. Same question for the P380 and the P32. Have you thought about updating that? I mean, it's a popular design and it remains popular.
Not yet, not yet.
Would Kel-Tec ever consider making a semi-automatic shotgun?
Yes, that would be possible, yeah.
How possible? I know that there are a lot of designs that you've made in the past that reached prototype phase or maybe were no more than notes on a cocktail napkin. Mm-hmm. Are there any designs that you made in the past that you really regret didn't come to fruition? I mean, I'm sure, like, I don't know how many designs. I mean, it's got to be
not
100.
Really. Not lately, not in the last 30 years or something like that. Remember, I got a factory to make them in. So
if you want it, you just go out there and go out back and make it.
Yeah. But in the early days, of course, a lot of designs I came up with never went anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you really want to be serious and manufacture your designs, make yourself a factory.
If you received a contract to equip the Space Force, I love this question. A viewer sent this in. You're familiar with the Space Force, right? We've got a Space Force now. If you received a contract to equip the Space Force, what weapon, what would it be?
I would say the P-50.
The P-50?
Yeah, sure. It would work well in space. Like recoil, you won't fly away, and plenty of firepower.
Yeah, sure. And related to that, several people asked, is there any ideas, any plans possibly to fix a stock to a P-50? Because I would love to form a P-50 and make it a short barrel rifle. Is there any way I could make it happen?
Yes, there is. There is indeed.
Are there plans? Are you going to do so? Okay.
You'll see shortly.
Have you ever considered making a revolver, or is that something that doesn't interest you?
Doesn't interest me.
At all? Why not?
No. It's too old-fashioned, too inefficient, very few rounds, gas leakage. No.
That's the most George Kellgren answer I think I've heard today. I'm not efficient enough, not innovative enough. Fair enough, I'll take it. That's funny. We had a viewer from France, and I'm just going to read his email, his question. He said, "Greetings from France, where your designs are actually quite common." Did you know that? France?
No, yeah, we have exported quite a few to France.
He says, "Mr. Kellgren, I wonder if older designs of yours, such as the MPS or the GSG-41, that's back your Grendel days,
Oh
right?
my God.
Yeah, if they still influence your more recent products." That's a great question.
To a certain extent, yes. Yes, they do.
How so?
Because you have that in your mind when you make something. You know what mistakes you made, and I would say it's like a database that's there all the time.
In the back of your mind.
Exactly.
This is one that's over my head, but hopefully you can shed some light on this. Are there any advances in polymer material sciences pertinent to firearms that you see coming about in the next 5 or 10 years that might change the way you do business?
An advancement in polymer technology?
Sure, and maybe even like 3D printing, for example.
We use that already, but not for production.
Would you ever
It's
use
just too
for
slow.
prototyping?
Yeah, prototyping use it a lot.
Oh, it's too slow.
It's too slow.
Do you think that it could ever speed up?
Compared to injection molding?
That's true.
Not a chance.
Oh, there's no way that
No.
Okay.
For low volumes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Like if you manufacture aircraft or something like that, maybe, I don't know, a couple of 100 pieces a year, but not in firearms.
You're running 3 shifts, 3 8-hour shifts here at this factory. So for you, 3D printing is, forget about it. You guys can't even satisfy demand as is.
As it is now, we ship 1,000 guns a day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, what's your personal philosophy between balancing technology, quality, but yet making it economical, because you guys are seen as a company that makes economically priced firearms. What's your personal philosophy on that?
We really don't get into the high-end market. We try to stay in the middle and use modern materials, modern manufacturing methods. Of course, it has to be something new as well. So we're not going to try to make 1911s or anything like that. It is innovation that's important, because that's what I enjoy to do, to come up with new designs.
Have you ever thought about maybe doing like what is called black label designing, or say like pro line, like where you're taking some of your designs and making them from more exotic materials, different, more expensive manufacturing techniques? Have you ever thought about doing that and just running the two and having the base model and like the pro model?
Yes.
Did you ever anticipate the massive demand that Kel-Tec has and the cult following whenever you first started doing this?
No, there's no way you can do that.
This has been a total surprise to you.
Absolutely.
And it's been somewhat a long time coming, right? I mean, it seems like you guys...
I've been here since '79 with different companies, as you know. And yeah, it's taken a while.
When did you stop and say like, oh my God, I'm a big deal. Kel-Tec's a big deal. I mean, and you're a modest guy, so don't misinterpret the question. When did you say, wow, Kel-Tec is a big deal?
No, there is no special point in time or anything like that. No.
It just organically happened, and then now you are the titan that you are.
Just growing slowly.
Yeah. Now, finally, we'll close it out with this. There are a lot of people who aspire to be you, do what you've done. What advice would you give people who want to get into manufacturing or get into designing? How can they accomplish it?
First thing they have to do, read everything about the subject you're interested in. Of course, now you don't read, you look at videos, you do all that, but get as much information as you can get. That's the first thing. Second, it's very handy to have a formal education. In this case, mechanical engineering would be good. And then you better be ready to work hard.
Step 4, have a factory.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Kellgren, thank you very much for your time.
You're
Again,
welcome.
I know you're very busy. I'm honored. It is our privilege for you to invite TFBTV into your personal office so we could do this interview with you. Thank you very much. We hope to see you again on the program someday, maybe.
Certainly. Thank you, James.
All right, everyone, stay tuned for more from Kel-Tec. Take care.